Oh my gosh,
Fundamentals.
we would be the bad boys of Little League. I'm telling you now, we would beat the tar out of the other team.
I'm just gonna go out and say it. Joey Chestnut has to be on the pub.
Has to be.
Pub more. I mean,
Has to be.
Dramatic, man. That was a journey.
First time on air. Anything to say to Lawan here to get him back?
Look, bro, there are stories I could tell people about Lawan, but we'll keep those right here. I'm gonna let him live.
Episode 177, Pub Sports Talk. As I watch the intro, we got to get Vontae. This is the episode. I got a feeling we're gonna get that sound bite from you that's gonna live on in infamy.
Oh yeah, I got some stuff on my chest a little bit.
Oh, I can't wait. It's gonna be awesome. It'll be like Fitz's.
I'm gonna
we're
get
all a
real
little soft.
theological.
Yeah. We're all a little soft and misunderstood. Yeah.
We are.
That's awesome. Hey, it's gonna be a good week, man. Devontae with me, Fitz. Like this is a good, solid crew. Me and Vontae had to put the pub on our back Friday, and you know what? We got it done. It was a struggle. The whole week was a struggle, mostly for your boy here, myself. But we got it done. But new week, I'm excited for it. Let's dive into it. We got our blind top 5. We're doing top all-time NFL coaches. Coming off the McDaniels firing, figured let's shed a little positivity in the coaching field here. So this ranks all-time. I had a list of about 25 names, threw out randomized, gave me 5 here. So number 1, Bill Parcells.
I'm trying to remember. I feel like we did. Did we do something similar to this? Did we do a coaches or a different list?
I think at one point we did, yeah. So I might be a little double dipping here, so I do apologize.
Okay. I hope I don't see any double names. I think because I definitely had like a stipulation about the coaching tree. Like if they have a tree, they're gonna be higher on my list. And like Parcells, he's
got a good
without Parcells, you don't get
Belichick.
You don't get Sean Payton.
Yeah.
This one's gonna be a high one for me. Couple Super Bowls in there.
Tom Coughlin, I forgot he's part of that.
I'll start 3. I think this is a solid bronze medalist. I'm gonna put Parcells at 3.
I'm the opposite. I don't care about coaching trees as far as with pro coaches. Now, college coaches maybe a little bit more, but pro coaches not as much. I'm gonna go with 4. Like I would have went with 3, but then I thought about it. It's no telling what other coaches he got in there, so I'm gonna go with a solid 4, just because a lot of his history happened when I didn't watch football, which was any time before. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Anytime before 05, I know players, but plays, games, coaches, not so much. I was a basketball boy, so
yeah. No, you don't know that.
And see, I think it's a shame. Most recent people would just associate him with the Cowboys, and that was the end of his
wasn't he with the Dolphins at one point?
I don't know if he was with he was with the Jets,
Bills.
He was with the Bills, and he was with the Giants,
Patriots, Giants.
I take it back. It was 04 because Madden 04 and everybody played that. So
yeah. No Miami. I just checked. No Miami. All right. Next up. Now this is Devontae. I'm real sorry. This is going way back here. George Halas, famous Chicago Bears.
Yeah, you definitely.
He's second all time on wins at 318.
I was going to call him Tom Landry for the head.
Yeah. He did. Tom Landry stole his style.
George Halas.
Yeah, where's the Packer guy put him?
Yeah, why couldn't it be Lombardi though?
Lombardi was on my list of 25 names, but he's not on this list, Fitz. So I'll go ahead and tell you that.
Oh yeah,
well,
yeah.
Well, you can't put Halas number 1. Historically, no, I respect it. The history transcended the game. Greatest, as a Packer fan, the Packers-Bears rivalry is one of the most beautiful rivalries in all sports. But I'm gonna put Halas, man. Can I put him at 5 on my list? Just because I don't know.
Your bias won't let you. Is that
My
what it is?
bias, yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna put him 5.
Second all time.
I don't
no
know.
respect.
And it sucks because everything that I would bash him, I feel like you maybe could say similar things to like Lombardi.
Yeah.
Of like a different era or whatever. I don't know.
the heart won't let you.
He's just like a poor man's Lombardi, you know. And that's he's number 5 on my list.
That's
you
tough.
know.
I think he might have like 100 more wins than Lombardi. But anyways,
Yeah,
poor man.
I'll go with 5 too. Yeah, my heart won't let me, I guess.
Yeah. I love it. I knew when that name came up, but I was like, damn, dude, Devontae's gonna have a rough time here.
Yeah.
But let's go a little current here. From Bill Parcells, hang on down the tree, Bill Belichick. Third all time in wins.
My heart dead ass won't let me. My heart dead ass won't let me.
I think this is number 1.
Oh man.
I mean, I think to dominate 2 decades basically.
Really going on 3 almost.
Yeah, and even then, and before that Patriots era, he was making he was an assistant on the Parcells Giants teams.
Mm-hmm.
Even had success with the Browns of all teams.
Yeah.
When he was the head coach for the Browns. I think when it's said and done, if not even now, we regard him as probably the greatest coach. So yeah, Belichick number 1.
Shit, I got him at number 3 because cheating got me. Well, cheating and like him beating my team. I will say like I can see how you put him at number 1 because I don't know how he does it, but like he always does something with like no name players. And whatever that Patriot system is, if you leave it, I think I mentioned this last week. If you leave the Patriot system, like you don't have success. And this is like what, maybe 3 decades worth of Patriots. Like at one point they weren't good and then they became good. I don't know what their system is. I don't know what the training program is, but he just makes it work. But
it's the Patriot way.
The Patriot way.
Yeah.
They have a culture.
I will say now with the game changing, I wonder if like the Patriots way is like too old school because apparently that shit isn't working. So like I'll put him at number 3.
Yeah, that's true. Ebbs and flows of it. But it's interesting you brought that up. Like when you think of goats of college, you think Nick Saban, but really, I think the goat of college coaching is Sinclair, the strength and conditioning coach. He goes and wins 4 rings at Alabama. Now he's on potentially ring number 3 at Georgia here. Belichick, it's all him. It's not just the coaching. Now, I'm not taking anything from Saban. He's probably the greatest college coach, without me being devil's advocate here. But Belichick, it's only worked for him because like we talked about last week, McDaniels, Patricia, all these other guys go out and they always fail. They fall flat in their face. And I think it's just something about Belichick. Maybe he gives them 90% of the recipe, just loses that 10%. He keeps it a secret. I don't know what it is, but
also Belichick's not done. And this,
true.
I'm curious. This is his biggest test, is just with the current group of guys. Can he get back to having like a playoff caliber team? And that'll be the real test, but time will tell.
Hot take here. I don't think he retires till he catches Don Shula. He's only 28 games, 28 wins past, like behind him. I don't think he stops until he gets it.
Okay.
All right. Andy Reid. Another great coaching tree.
Yeah, that's a good one. And he's kind of on his way. I mean, again, he's the Mahomes era Chiefs. Reid finally has his guy. I think McNabb wasn't quite it, when he was in Philly.
Right.
A good quarterback, but just maybe not a franchise or like a dynasty type QB, which is hard, rare finds. But I don't know. Reid, it is how many will he have when it's said and done? I'm trying to think what slots are open for me. He's so I have 2 or 4. I think it's too early to put him at 2. I'll put him at 4, but I know that could change on a dime. and
Oh, yeah.
he'd probably jump up to 2, but he's 4 for now.
I'll put him at 2 just to be safe because that's the only spot I have left. I don't know. He's probably the smartest player coach that I've seen thus far. I remember players. I think it was LaShawn McCoy was talking about like how he kind of goes out of his way to somewhat understand players and like fit them. And I think last week I mentioned like how he basically turned Mahomes into one of the greatest quarterbacks that we've seen, I guess, thus far, all because he knew you can't just like read coverages. You have to change it to fit him. And man, that has worked out for him, got him the Super Bowl ring and all that stuff. And even though like his Eagles teams didn't really take it as far as they should, they were always entertaining to watch. Like,
Right.
So I don't know. I got to give it to him. That's number 2 material.
I like that. Yeah, it's good. Good take. All right. Last but not least here.
Imagine it being Arthur Smith or something.
I wouldn't do that to you. I couldn't do that for you. Don Shula, the original Don down there in Miami, all-time win leader.
Yeah.
Well, he's number 2 for me.
Yeah.
Behind Bill. Yeah, I think that's fair. The perfect team. I don't know a lot about Don Shula. You know, I can't say that I know. Like, did he coach Dan Marino?
Yeah, he did.
Was he still there? Okay.
Yep.
And see, I don't. That's the one I don't know enough about Shula and those Dolphins.
I somewhat know just because one of my good friends has been a Dolphins fan since like who was on there like before Ronnie Brown, before like Randy McMichael, like ever since he was little, he was a Dolphins fan. So like of course I get all the information about the Dolphins I never asked for. So it did make me go on a deep dive. Don Shula really was one of the ones. I mean, they have a whole street named after him. I think on the Dolphins facility, and he set a standard for coaches. Like you said, like Bill Belichick, I don't even know if he likes football anymore, but he has to beat Don Shula's record. So like that says a lot. So, I don't know. Shula number 1.
Some of his coaching tree is Tony Dungy. And it's part of like his deeper branches of trees. Let's see who else. Marty Steinheimer, Herm Edwards, Bruce Arians, Bill Cowher, Mike McCarthy. His branches kind of extend far. He's maybe the OG of it, but yeah, good list, boys. I can't complain. Minus Fitz putting Hollis at 5 just because his passion won't let him. But other than that, it's a good list.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go from these legendary coaches to a legendary women's basketball coach. LSU, defending national champ. They got a new recruit. They feel good. Number 1 preseason ranked team. And they lose last night to Deion Sanders, Colorado Buffalo. His daughter plays for the team. So the Deion effect in full effect all across sports, no matter the gender here. I'm a little surprised they lose. And I think, LSU, they came out and said, look, we're just too soft. I think we got a little too big got too big for our britches here.
Colorado, they were what, 20th? They were ranked
20th. Yeah.
I recently just got into women's basketball. I didn't expect that. But yeah, I didn't watch the game. I kind of wonder like if it's one of those things where like you put a bunch of good players together and you already had like a team from the championship, and then you put in a new transfer that was a star in her own team, and it's just like any other basketball team. Like, was it some with chemistry? Was it like they're trying to understand each other? Was it the coaching? We don't know. Was the coaches to player chemistry? We don't know yet. So, but
no,
I think I don't know. It might be one of those things where like it sets the scene. Like, oh, they lost the first game just to beat everybody else and win the championship again. So, like, call it narratives and stuff. So, yeah.
No, you're right. And the player we're talking about, Hannah Van Leith, like, the heart and soul of Louisville, and she comes over. But Fitz, what's your thoughts on Kim Mulkey calling her team soft, and then them they got dog walked. Colorado.
Yeah, I don't know
turned
much
on them.
about. Yeah, I don't know much about Colorado women's team. I they're ranked. So I assume that's means they're good. Yeah, I don't know. I think I don't dabble in college hoops till maybe January, February, March. But it is exciting. I think, obviously the story of LSU last year, South Carolina women was kind of also a big, I think they're kind of I don't know where they're going to be this year. I think they've lost some pieces, but they still have Don Staley coaching. And then Caitlin Clark has been making all the waves, but I think Paige Beckers could be the player of the year in UConn. And she's just been kind of battling injury. I think her freshman year, she was just young and then got hurt. And then she's just,
she tore her ACL
but I think I just think she's primed. And I actually think she's better than Caitlin Clark by a mile.
Yeah.
So, it's just exciting that there's 4 teams like LSU, South Carolina, Iowa, and UConn. I could see any of those teams taking it. So it is exciting that there's not just, I feel like over the years, there's been like a couple teams where it's like, okay, it's UConn's year, it's Tennessee's year, it's Stanford's year. Where I feel like there's a lot of teams in the mix. So women's hoops is very much exciting.
There
That's
is
true.
From South Carolina that plays just like Don Staley did, coming through college and the pros. I think she's a freshman, so I'm kind of excited to see how that turns out and how she grows as well. I forgot what it was, but she's pretty good.
Okay, unknown player. Look out for her. She's pretty damn good. I'm just messing. On the men's side, number 4 Michigan State goes down. Tom Izzo loses to his nephew. JMU putting on for the Sun Belt. They win 79-76 in overtime here. So unlike LSU, Michigan State, at least it was a game, but you still lose to JMU when you're the 4th ranked team. You're Tom Izzo, you lose to your nephew. It's just not a good look for Michigan State, especially after the football season. I think you're a Sparty fan. You got to put them on a watch. You got a Sparty friend. You got to call them, check in on them. Mental health, not there for them right now.
Yeah, I don't know. It might be one of those things too. Michigan kind of is one of those ones that like surprises throughout the season too, because they've been doing it for the past few years. And then I don't know. You don't really hear much about Michigan State like you used to. So I don't know exactly what that means. I don't know what it is, but it's always at the beginning of the season where these ranked known teams lose to like lesser teams. I forgot, like it's always usually Kentucky, but I guess the lose to lesser team bug is kind of spreading. So we'll see how far it takes it.
See, I feel like Michigan State, they always do this. They get ranked high. It's a weird cycle. Is like Izzo, he always does well. It feels like he does really well in the tournament, but their team will be like a 7 seed or an 8 seed, and they get high. And then the next year they get ranked, like they're really high. Then they start losing again, and then they get a terrible seed in the tournament, but then they win again, and then
it's like they do it on purpose or something.
I don't know. There might be a method to his madness.
Boys, we go on 1 seed. You got fucking you got Villanova coming in the 4th round. Fuck it, we'll go 8 seed, baby. Let's go. Yeah,
we got everyone gunning for us. Might as well just be the 7 seed. We'll knock off the 2.
We don't need a bullseye on us. What are we doing? That's too much pressure, guys. Let's go out here and have fun. Oh man. All right. Moving from there, let's talk a little college football here. Week 11 games to watch. Number 3, Michigan. Number 11, Penn State. Watch out for those sign-stealing Connor Stallions running around there. This is going to be a good game, I have a feeling. Then you've got Bama, Kentucky, putting Bama on a little upset alert here. My graphic keeps going out there. Sorry, boys. Miami, Florida State, Utah, Washington, Tennessee, Missouri, Ole Miss, Georgia. And then last but not least, we've got Texas, TCU here. Out of this group of games here, I know it keeps going in and out. What are you feeling here? What game are you like, hey, I'm going to watch that? I know Fitz is not going to watch any college football because he's a Satanist.
I just checked last week's scores because I literally hadn't seen the scores from last week. That's how invested I am in college football.
Come on, Oklahoma State takes
I wasn't
down
surprised.
Oklahoma in the last
Everything there. I'm
game,
like,
last meeting that they'll
whatever.
ever see each other.
That's the one good game. Every other game was
Wow.
decided by like 2 scores.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. After looking
Killing
at
me.
all those matchups,
Killing me.
another hot take for me. What if that TCU games ends up being like the upset? TCU versus
Dude, I got a feeling.
Yeah.
they're going to TCU, right?
Yeah, it says at
Yep.
TCU.
Horns up, baby.
So I don't know what TCU is playing for right now, but maybe it's playing for pride and like just out of sheer animosity and hate, they beat Texas by like 6 or something randomly, and then
Yeah.
because I know Quinn Ewers is hurt, not that would make much of a difference, but I don't know, like maybe TCU has had enough ever since people were picking on them for losing to Colorado at the beginning of the season. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I would say there's some makings for good matchups.
I love that
here.
take.
I'm looking at the Duke North Carolina game. That might be the biggest that rivalry's been.
That could be good.
Of a ranked North Carolina
In football?
Duke.
Absolutely.
USC Oregon, those are both 2 good teams. I know USC's got 3 losses there, but again, part of this is I don't know the implications. Like I don't know what 7-3 means. Like what is it? Was a 7 that seems so good. I'm like, oh, you're 7-3, but like it's dog shit in college football. This is why I can't get behind this.
This guy.
I'm serious. Like I don't 8-1 versus 7-3. I'm like, that looks like a great game, but I don't know what the implications are for USC. And like if their season's over.
Yeah, we're going to talk about USC here in a little bit, but I look at this list of games. I think Bama should be on upset alert. I think Kentucky covers the spread. Miami, I think they have nothing to lose. Why not just ruin Florida State's chance at a playoffs here? One loss will do it for them, I feel like. And I know Fitz hates that, but I feel like Miami back against the wall. You're going to Tallahassee. Why not do something there? And then Vontae, you already said it, TCU over Texas. I think we can see some big upsets, which that changes the whole playoff atmosphere here. And then obviously whatever happens, the fallout with Michigan, do they get banned from the Big Ten championship? If they don't play in the Big Ten championship, do they lose their playoff spot because they don't play in that championship? Like there's a lot of things that can sway, and I'm here for it. I'm excited for it. Any other thoughts from this list of games before we talk about Caleb Williams and USC?
What's the spread? What's the spread from Mississippi at Georgia?
Last time I checked, Ole Miss was an 8-point dog, which I think Ole Miss can definitely cover.
Okay, that's not bad. Okay, I was gonna be upset if it was like 14.5.
No, UGA does not look like the same UGA. They're ranked number 2 right now.
Yeah.
Ohio State's ranked number 1.
Yeah,
But you saw, like, I just got an ESPN update while I was hauling ass on the way here. I got an ESPN update that said Michigan, I guess, snitched. It said they had Ohio State, Rutgers, and I think maybe another team in on the whole signal fiasco. I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't really expect any consequences, because what is a consequence when it comes to the NCAA? Like, imagine they just slap them on the hand, like when they lose in the CFP, Michigan and Ohio State, whenever they lose in the CFP, and they slap their hand and they give them like, oh, you have $10,000 to be taken away from your recruiting.
And 5 scholarships.
They have like,
I
don't know, maybe 3.2 million or some shit. That's imagine if it was true. But anyway, yeah.
No, I think you're right, man. And it's crazy to think about. Like, I hate the NCAA's like rule committee, because they pick and choose when they want to, like, let's throw the axe at them, and it's okay. Here's a little slap on the wrist. You'll be all right. Like, it drives me insane.
It too. Like, why would you just keep it in house if you're not going to do anything?
Dude, it blows my mind. I remember Caleb Presley. We've talked about him a few times. When he came out with the Rich Enrin or whatever, who are the NCAA used to be like head board member was, and he was and like he wouldn't let Caleb I guess, make money from Barstool doing what he was as a college student coach. And so he made these shirts calling him a rat and stuff. I was like, all right, that's awesome. All right. Anyways, speaking of college football, don't miss next week's episode. The GOAT, Amani Edwards, join the pub, baby. The man who took down the big house himself. I'm pumped for this. This is bigger than Joey Chestnut in my eyes, boys. This is Amani the GOAT Edwards. I'm pumped. CFL fans, you'll know him. He won a championship up there. Panther fans, you drafted him
as a wide receiver, which was
that's wild. Yeah. You know what? Amani Edwards was ahead of his time. He was ahead of his time.
Exactly. Imagine if he was playing in today's game.
Yeah, man. I can't wait to chop it up with him next week. It's gonna be great. Don't miss it. Next week, 7:35, YouTube Live, or wait till episode drops on Friday. Whatever you want. All right, let's talk about Caleb Williams real quick. It's a tough look, man. He goes from obviously reigning Heisman winner, potential #1 draft pick, saying, "Hey, I want ownership in teams when they draft me." Like he thought he was the shit. Cut to Friday night, he suffers his 4th straight loss here, and he's crying in the crowd, trying to guard his face, saying, "I just want to cuddle up with my dog and watch Netflix after this."
Phil.
It's a tough look for the brother.
I will say that thing. I was listening to a song, like it was a Drake lyric, and it's I'm gonna look it up right quick. But you know the whole ownership thing, I'll kind of side-eyed that too. It's like you understand it just because, like, well, they're putting their bodies on the line. They gotta have something to, you know, alleviate the pain. But it was a Drake lyric, and he basically said something about like 20% ownership of the company. And I was like, isn't that what Caleb Williams said? So I don't know if he was being funny or quoting Drake. He looks like the type to quote Drake, but yeah, it might have been that. But then I'm a conspiracy theorist too. So now I'm wondering, like, what if this man is really trying to go like 2nd round because he really doesn't want to go to like any of the possible 1st round teams? Like, what if he really does not want to go to Arizona? But then I was like, nah. And then I saw people were memeing him saying like he did a Lambo leap into his mama's arms. And I was like, man, that's messed up. But I did chuckle a little bit. So I don't know. I felt bad just because like the camera zoomed in on it. There's nothing wrong with that. Like if you put your heart and soul into, I'm gonna be honest, like I've never like cried in sports because like I didn't really put that much into it. But I get if you put that much into it and you have all that pressure and then it's just like tumbling to somebody else that was far below on the Heisman watch list than you in your home turf, you kind of feel away. So
yeah,
I don't want your mama to hold you a little bit. So I feel you. I'm all for emotions, male emotions.
Yeah. I can't fault him on that. That's true. My toxicity was showing.
I'm looking at his numbers right now, and do they have a defense at USC?
No, they fired.
And so I think that's like a little unfair. Like I think, like I'm looking at Caleb Williams' numbers. He looks fine. And again, this has come from a guy who has not watched a lick of college football this year.
Killing me.
But I don't know. I think pro teams are going to see through that and go, okay, he didn't have a defense, and I don't know that the winning stat is the most important at this point.
Yeah,
that's true.
You go ahead.
No, go for it. I was saying it's true.
And I follow Sua Cravens on Twitter, and he's just been like going in on the defense because there is, if you watch it, it is a lot of like simple things like why are they doing this? Why aren't they doing that? And it's just been funny seeing it because he's kind of breaking it down like what exactly they're doing wrong. And then I think they finally fired their defensive coordinator, but at the same time, you remember there was a period of time where USC had every defensive lineman and every linebacker to beat. There was one point they had DBs, but not as much, but like they definitely had linebackers. I haven't heard a single thing about, honestly, I want to say any Pac-10 linebacker. So nobody else in the Pac-10 really has, or 12 has defense like that.
No, the Pac-12 just does not play defense, I don't think.
No, that's what makes it fun.
Yeah, that's right. Pac-12 after dark, man. I miss those days. Well, Tim maybe sums it up the best here from the Beyond the Grave. I'm hurt, dog. I put my heart in this shit. Don't ask me if I'm all right. Great Michael Irvin speech. Appreciate it, Tim. All right, let's talk about. I am still dumbfounded. This is going on in the NBA right now. The mid-season, beginning season tournament. This is wild.
I'm confused. I remember like people were talking about it, and I was like, I don't really follow like sports news or anything like that, but people were talking about it, and I remember even Dame when he got interviewed about it, bro is just as confused as we are, and he's playing. But I guess it's just one of those things. They're gonna pay me either way, so I'll just play. You know, he's on a good team, so he's more than willing to play. But what do we as the viewers gain from this? Because like I'm saying it as a Wizards fan. I'm like, bro, does this mean like I should just stop watching by December? Like after this was getting there, like, you know, just I don't know, play 2K or something, like don't even watch, because my team has been losing. So I don't know if they even gonna have a shot at the playoffs. So I don't really understand what's going on.
I guess as us fans, we get to see these weird ass court designs that are almost like they're hard to look at. Like the Pacers with that light blue, that was tough to look at.
Yeah.
You get the city jerseys, which I mean that's dope, cool. I'm all for new jerseys. Most of them look good.
I was about to say, did you like all of them? Or
no, and hell no, not all of them, but you know, most of them. And the players, I guess you're part of the winning team. You get an extra $500,000, which I won't turn my nose at. But it's shit. If you're making millions, like, is it really worth it? Or do I want to load management? Like, do I really need this? There's a lot of questions here. I don't know. Fitz, what's your thoughts?
Well, I remember. I think my first thought was like, do you get anything out of it? Like, I was thinking, like, obviously you're not going to clinch the playoffs out of this. But maybe like if your team wins this tournament and for some reason like you're in like the bottom tier of the league, it guarantees you a slot in the play-in game for playoffs or something like that. And again, I know that was like absurd, but it was just like I feel like there should be some kind of incentive that makes it. I don't know, and I don't know what that is, just to make it. Or you get an extra lottery.
Right, like a chance
ball or something like that. Like I don't know. I just feel like there should be higher stakes for this. So like, are there lottery picks for like the certain amount? Like I don't know. I just feel like you should play for.
There should be something more here.
Yeah, there should be something more at stake where the players are actually going to try a little bit harder.
So you're saying like if
that's possible.
Took it serious, they actually have a better chance of getting a higher lottery. That's another thing. Like for the longest time, I still don't understand the lottery because it's like I know it's supposed to be random, but deep in my heart, I know it's not. So it's like I don't know.
It's that frozen envelope.
Yeah, Come on now, stop playing with this.
Predetermined ping pong balls. Yeah, there's a lot of conspiracies. Tim will tell us all about that. It's a tinfoil hat, but no, it's wild, man. Like I'm with you guys. There has to be more on the line here. Maybe like get out of jail free card. Like you can talk shit about the rest for a whole week after this. Like let these guys have full reign for a week, and then like all right, bring it back in. I don't know. There's got to be something. The courts could be cool. It's just I don't know. We're missing something there.
Yeah.
Or we're doing too much. All right, NFL. Fantasy football. Fitz, you finally got your login, man, and I'm proud of you. This might be
two straight. Am I on 2 straight?
I think so.
That's all I needed. I just need to set my lineup.
Just need.
Damn.
Even though my lineup is trash, but I set it for 2 weeks and I'm on a win streak.
Yeah.
I feel
that waiver wire was nuts. I got like Taysom Hill and like 6 other guys just went crazy on waivers.
Them.
Like, let me just go.
Hey. Now, Keith, what's going on with you, man? We got.
Well, I don't know. Maybe ever since I started betting on sports, like it started off with fantasy, you know, putting in my little $20 in the pot, and then like somebody put me on the Prize Picks, and then we put ourselves on the MyBookie, and you know it's cool in theory, but I think it's because I thought so much about it. Like I've always been one to draft the underdogs, and usually it helped out. Like ever since I had Patrick Mahomes one year, like right when he started, he carried me.
Yeah.
In my first paid league, Patrick Mahomes carried me, and like underdog players that like I know they're gonna do something in my head, like it works out. It has not worked out. It is not worked out at all. Like my player to beat this year was Jordan Love. In that first game, I was like, oh shoot, I was right, and this man fooled me. Like he was doing so well even without Christian Watson. I'm
He
like,
fooled all of Green Bay. Don't you worry.
This is the great new hope. This is the great light skin hope. And he fooled the hell out of me. Like he's not bad, but he is not good. And I should have known. Like he could have won that game against the Falcons. That's a different story. Like he could have won that, and it didn't happen. And I'm like, damn. I don't know, like what I've done wrong in the universe, but fantasy has not been working out for me. Like I am thoroughly getting my ass beat, and especially in the waiver wire. I don't know if it was because of the way I drafted, or you know, it probably was how I drafted. And then with the waiver wires, I'm getting hosed in trades and stuff. Like I trade for a player, and then like the player I traded away just goes off the next game, and the player I get just gets hurt.
Dude, yes.
Yeah.
With me with Tank Dell, like bro, I didn't even see you get tackled. Why do you have a concussion? So you know, fantasy football, man. Like I'm not gonna stop playing. Like I'm hooked. I'm online now. I'm in the Matrix now. I can't stop. But I just know this year somebody's gonna enjoy my money. And
you hate it for him.
Hate it, man.
Well, hey, there's still a chance. Pub, everybody makes the playoffs, and we're all fighting for that big old chain. So
everybody makes the playoffs.
Everybody makes the playoffs.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought
I had the dogs got it day.
What am I doing? Why am I setting my lineup, man?
Hold on, actually, before
I don't think that's right. I think top 8. I looked at it. I think top 8
it is more
in each division. Because I wasn't gonna make playoffs. I looked at the bracket.
No, everybody makes it.
No, are you?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. I'm all for a good underdog story. That's why.
All right, I'm not setting my lineup.
You know what? That's what happened to me last year when I was in it. And I started off at the bottom, and I ended up going to the finals. And I think Jen beat me. It wasn't that bad though; it was fairly close. But I ended up maybe fourth place.
I think that sounds right. Yeah. So I'm excited. Andrew Price, 2-time defending champion. That chain's coming home to the pub where it belongs. No more fans getting it. All right.
Well, I auto drafted my team, so I don't.
Fitz, I think you beat me. Like the day you finally got your password.
I led the league in scoring.
Yeah. He fucking just put on.
You see what I'm saying? Like it always. I don't know what it is. Whoever I play, they always have one player that goes off. So for me, last week I had CJ Stroud, and like at the last minute change, I'm like, let me go ahead and start Tua over CJ Stroud. Big mistake because I could have won. And then it was another game when Amari Cooper went off last week. There was another game when DJ Moore went off. I had him on my bench. It was another game when Breece Hall went off. I had him on my bench. It's just like every game somebody just has a good game. I'm playing against them. I'm like, what have I done to deserve this? But you know what?
Uphill battle.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Live to fight.
All right. Week 9 overreactions here. Devontae, I feel you got some good ones. Fitz shaking his head no. You guys might have some good ones here.
Well, Fitz, you won, didn't you?
Yeah, they beat the Rams.
Well, I can't relate. So my team lost, and like I can't even be mad because Josh Dobbs, like that man. I think he is literally the smartest man in the league. Like I'm almost positive this man drove up to the stadium that day to play a game, and he hadn't even been through walkthroughs. But he's so smart, and my team is so dumb. My coach he looks dumb. He's a big baby. This man
does graphics.
I was watching I didn't even watch the game. I watched it on ESPN Game Pass because like I was driving. Don't take some drive, kids. But anyway, I had to see the game, and I'm looking, and it was 4th and maybe 4. And I'm like, bro, we are about to lose. And they let Josh Dobbs get loose for a scramble, and he hit the former Falcons practice player, Brandon Powell, for the dagger. And I'm like, I was already kind of upset, but I was like, you know what? I know my team. I knew what was going to happen. And then this joker, Arthur Smith, Kurt Warner basically criticizes him. I know you don't, if you're on the internet or something, you try not to take criticism. And Kurt Warner says something that makes sense. And Arthur Smith just blows him off like, he's basically said, I don't give a rat's ass what he says. And I'm like, that's what helped me remember, like, you are only in this position because your dad is a billionaire. And like, I'm even more embarrassed for my team. It's like, I'm not gonna lie, it's like having Elon as a coach for my team. This man doesn't even sports, and he's my football coach.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. I don't think he'll get fired because his dad is a billionaire. And Arthur Blank, he's not dead, but God rest his soul. This man has a forgiving heart like no other. So I think I got to deal with Arthur Smith for a good 5 years.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'd say you'll have another year at least.
Yeah, like look at him. Look at this. Look at this. This is he looks like a PS5 like NPC. Look at this man. So I'm just this is not an overreaction. This is probably an underreaction. I should personally write a strongly worded letter, but I don't think Arthur Smith can read for real. So I'm not gonna do that. So he can't read the defense, he can't read his own offense. So you know what? It's just up if I ever see him in Costco, if I ever go back to Atlanta or something.
Damn. Yeah. All right.
That's my vent.
You gave me my soundbite, and I appreciate that. But
Yeah.
holy shit. Yeah. You just went in.
God,
Man, I can't go with those graphics.
I still support him, but just know I am highly upset. Arthur Smith will never get a chance to treat me like a piece of shit again. Let me tell you.
He took you on a nice date, and you thought, hey, this is going to be good, and never called again because he can't read.
He stuffed me with the bill because he couldn't read and be like, let me go to the car and get my reading glasses. For what? And he leaves.
Just shaved his mustache, and he just went off.
He left his mustache on the table and got in the car.
Arthur Smith looks like Mona Lisa in that picture.
Oh, my gosh. That was a great underreaction or overreaction, depending on how you put it. I love it.
It's all good though.
My overreaction, the 2023 Ravens defense might be better than the 2000 Ravens defense.
Ooh.
If you look at the numbers, they're right there. And in today's game, against the teams they've been playing, tougher opponents than the 2000 Ravens. All I'm saying is they spanked the Seahawks.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like Lamar Jackson did very minimal. He just handed the ball off, threw a couple passes to Andrews. Boom, boom, boom. All right, we're up.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna sit on the bench. Watch my backup. Well, my backup's gonna throw it to Odell. All right, we out of here. So the Ravens. Yeah. The Ravens are scary at this point.
They're kind of young too. Somewhat. It's like half and half.
It's a good mix.
Got Kyle Hamilton, Marcus Peters, and then as far as the defensive linemen, I don't know all of them. Maybe Adafi Owe or something.
Well, they got Zadarius from us, which was that he's still just looking very strong.
Yeah.
My other overreaction would be something about CJ Stroud.
Yeah.
I don't know how to word it, but I mean,
I got it for you.
I think he can win a playoff game. I think Stroud's going to.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I think
Stroud. Excited.
He could win a playoff game as a rookie. Yeah. And how many rookie QBs have won a playoff game? That might be my overreaction.
Yeah.
Just keep an eye on it.
CJ Stroud will win a Super Bowl in his career, if not multiple. That's my overreaction.
Did y'all see that last ball? That's crazy,
dude.
That was crazy.
Yeah,
yeah. God, I love.
And he's doing that every week. I mean, he has that touch, and never thought I'd see the Texans as the team that finds their guy, but
I think
They
it's
found their guy.
that whole like the fact that D'Amico Ryans has always had the answers. Like even when the Niners weren't in the playoffs, they were still like always kind of toeing the line because of the defense. And then when he moves on to his own team, his own team. I'm sorry. And you have all these young defensive players with a couple of old heads sprinkled in there somewhere, like maybe the defensive line, and I think some of the linebackers. Actually, not that many linebackers. They don't start. So you have that young defensive core that buys in, and you have a quarterback who it seems like he's doing like Andy took a page out of Andy Reid's book, like you just do what you've been doing at Ohio State, and he aired that bitch out, and it's been working.
Yeah,
it has been working. Like I am shocked a little bit, but I remember when they drafted, I was like, you know what? When they were winning those random games last year, I was like, yeah, they're on to something. I don't know just what yet, but we're seeing it now.
yeah, we are. Yeah, no, I think you're right. And like CJ, he's just one of those guys, man. That I remember when he failed the Wonderlic test or the whatever it's called now. I was like, all right, that doesn't matter. That doesn't mean jack shit. Like
Literally,
put the tape on, watch him play. Watches how he breaks down film. That's what matters, and that's what we're seeing. So,
this is another thought.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Another thought is Stroud hasn't played the Titans yet, so we haven't seen Levis for Stroud, which could be one of the more exciting QB matchups this year. Like, who would have thought that?
That might be an overreaction. I don't think.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, I'm excited for that. Oh,
Will
man.
Levis played the Falcons. He showed his ass because who wouldn't show their ass against the Falcons at this point? But that we're past that on this point, and like the Steelers, I'll give it to him. As weird as bro is drinking mayonnaise and whatever else he does, it must be something in the mayonnaise in banana skins or banana peels that help him launch that bitch. Like that man has an arm on him.
Yeah, he does.
It might be exciting in that you might see different plays, but I really don't foresee the Titans getting that many plays off on this Texans team. I think this past week, Tajay Spears out-touched Derrick Henry by like only a few, but still he did. So I think my theory is right. Like maybe people have figured Derrick Henry out. I mean, it's not really much to figure out, just tackle him. But like maybe they figured out the right angle. Because I have been seeing him go down on like one tackle a lot more than what I used to. So
yeah. Plus,
the thrill is gone. The magic is gone.
That shit adds up on the body, man. Like
Oh,
there's only
yeah.
so much you can take. Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, let's move on to pick'ems here. Thursday night action. We got a hell of a game, boys. Panthers at Bears. Over on us at 39.5. Chicago 3.5 point favorite. Matchup to get the week started, boys.
This is wild.
Apparently, Justin Fields has a chance to come back in this game. But honestly, if I was him, I would sit this one out and let Bayesian like have a farewell tour and like put 3 touchdowns on the Panthers defense. Hey, I need the Panthers to lose just for standing sakes. But I think this is one of those things where like defense might carry them, and then Bryce Young might like throw sensible passes because there's not that many people left in the defensive as far as like defensive backs and all this stuff. I don't really know who's healthy on the Bears, so maybe that'll work out in his favor. So it's like they're playing each other for real. So we'll see how it goes.
It's Caleb Williams Bowl. I think the Bears are just a couple years further down the road than the Panthers. Panthers are going to realize they got Justin Fields, but they don't realize it right now. Bears lose, Panthers win, but Bears win in the long run.
Because they get the draft pick.
I like
exactly.
Yep. I like it. They're playing chess. Panthers playing checkers over here.
Exactly.
I like it. Well, damn, I like that argument. It's DJ Moore's return to Carolina, though. Well, not, but he's playing his old team.
I always like
So,
this.
give me the Bears. I think DJ Moore, he's going to find a way. He said, hey, CrossFit, throw me that damn ball. Let's go get something over here. So,
CrossFit.
give me the Bears to win.
CrossFit.
Let's go to Germany. Patriots, Colts, 9:30 a.m. kickoff Eastern Standard Time. Over on set 43.5. Indy, 2.5 point favorite. I'm a big fan of these Europe games early morning. Like you get a whole Sunday of action here. I love it. I'm here for it.
Well, I work Sunday morning, so
Yeah,
I've
sorry,
missed,
Pastor.
I've missed every game.
When I was saying that, I was like, I feel bad for Fitz.
It's all
We
good.
got DVR, man. We'll record it.
Yeah.
Colts at Patriots. At the Patriots.
Germany.
Patriots got it, I guess. I don't know. I feel like there people probably have Patriot jerseys.
More
so
likely
I'll
than the
go
Colts.
Patriots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's also something I love to see overseas. Is just the random jerseys that are in the crowd when they span to them. Like, I love to see just Europeans like, hey, whatever. It's a Peyton Manning jersey, or it's a McNabb jersey when he was
Right.
with Philly. Like, I love it, man.
I'm gonna take New England, and maybe the guy to watch is Juju Smith-Schuster. Just Kendrick Bourne being hurt, and Devontae Parker now hurt too. He's primed for wide receiver 1, so we'll see. We'll see if he's still got it.
Man, I forget Juju's part of that team. That's a good point. I think Bill Belichick, he just seems like a real World War II head here. So I feel like him in Germany is a good fit. So I'll leave it at that. Give me Patriots.
That's an onion right there. There's some layers to that.
There's some layers to it.
We'll move on.
Yeah. Saints at Vikings. Over at 41.5. New Orleans 2.5-point favorite. Brain surgeon, rocket science, Josh Dobbs.
The Pastronaut.
Practice. The Pastronaut. I like that.
I like it.
Damn, I like that.
No, I saw that. I can't take credit for that. I saw that earlier. I was like, no way. I was like, that's like the best nickname I've heard.
Absolutely.
Something that's weird about the NFL is that like a lot of the actual players that are, brain smart, or like they at least pass the Wonderlic or do really well in the Wonderlic, they end up being like journeymen, like Fitzpatrick and now Dobbs. But like every time they play, it's just like, well, I'm smarter than the other guy in front of me and the guys on the sideline. That being said, I think that going off of Josh Dobbs' high and high off a win that they definitely do. I'm not even playing, but like they definitely deserved it. And Josh Dobbs is just going to be smarter than Derek Carr, which probably isn't that hard to do at this point. So I'm going to go Vikings on this one. Shout out my boy Jacob, big Vikings fan.
Yeah, my heart's telling me the Saints. It just that would be because the Vikings, all right, it's too early. Dobbs is still figuring things out. Yeah, you had this kind of lucky success in the first game, but it's not gonna stay. But my mind is telling me the Vikings, there's something about their culture right now, their locker room. Everyone had the Kirk Cousins shirt on, which I want one, by the way. Which I never thought I'd say, but I want one of those Kirk shirts. I think they're sick. I don't know. I think the train's rolling. There's questions of Jefferson. When will he be back this week, or is it next week? But if they keep winning, they're gonna bring him back in the mix. So I'll say the energy's in Minnesota. I think they keep it rolling.
I love it. Fitz, what are you? A medium?
I'm a medium.
Yeah. All right. We're gonna get in a black.
I'll rock it on the show too.
That's awesome, dude. It is a dope shirt. I do like it.
It really is.
I love it. I hope maybe this week they rock a Cam Akers one because he goes out with the torn Achilles on Sunday.
He's not the guy though.
Yeah,
He has.
But I do like the culture.
He has terrible luck,
dude. Yeah, he's like another Tyrod Taylor, just at running back, like just shitty luck. Yeah, I like the Vikings culture. Give me Minnesota here. Next up, Packers, Steelers, over on set 37.5. Pittsburgh 3-point favorite. Your boys marching to Heinz Field, Fitz.
It's a good matchup. It's a fun matchup. Two teams relying on their defense and struggling on offense.
Yeah.
The X factor for the Steelers right now, I think he's my favorite player in the league that's not on the Packers. Jaylen Warren. Guy runs hard. And And I think that Steelers are going to figure out after this game that he's their true RB1.
Mhm.
So, unfortunately, I am going to take the Steelers. I think Watt's going to have Love feeling a little flustered, but pulling for the Packers, obviously. I think that spread's really close. I think Steelers by a field goal is pretty fair. So It's pretty close, but I'd pick the Steelers.
Yeah, I'll go. You know what? I'll go Packers. As long and now that Aaron Jones is healthy and AJ Dillon is healthy, and they don't really have to pass, and they probably shouldn't pass, knowing Watt is waiting and Joey Porter Jr. is figuring out defense and coverages. But also in the chance that Christian Watson can take the top off, because Patrick Peterson runs my 40 right now. So I'll take the Packers on that one. With a Jordan Love surprise, maybe he'll give me some points.
That's all right. Love misses Watson every time he's open by 10 yards. So just
see.
Yeah, maybe, but not this week. We shut them down. Yeah, Fitz, you're on to the magic that me and Devontae have figured out here. You go against your team, at least pick'ems, and it's worked out really well for us.
Okay.
You noticed I picked the Falcons.
You did
last week, and they lost. They weren't supposed to lose. So hey,
that's
man.
right. Give me Green Bay to win here. I think Love gets it clicking a little bit. I just think Pickens. I don't know. The Steelers offense, that's worse than the Green Bay's offense. Defenses are very similar. So give me Green Bay to win. All right. Bucks, Titans. It's in. Sorry, that's the wrong one. It's in Tampa Bay. Over at 38.5. Tennessee 1 point favorite, throwing out 4 games at a time here. Who do we take? Coach Vrabes or Baker Mayfield, whom we trust?
Similar QBs for real. Will Levis might be the one that makes sure that Baker never gets a job again. That said, okay. I need the Bucks to lose again for conference purposes, but I don't know. I'll see them. I see them winning off of defense again. Baker Mayfield dots them up a little bit. I'm not even gonna lie. He has been he still makes his Baker Mayfield plays, but some of these passes have been hidden. But I guess that's a testament to their actual wide receivers. That being said, Mike Evans remembers who he is and beats the Titans.
I'm gonna take Levis and the Titans. I'm sold on him. I think they clearly need help. He needs support, but they found their quarterback. I think they beat the Bucks. It's not it's not the flashiest of wins, but I think they get it done.
I got my coffee right here. Get my Duke Mayos right here. Putting it. That shit's disgusting. Get the hell out of here. Give me Baker Mayfield and the Bucks to win here. Will Levis, he's a fraud.
Have you actually tried it?
Hell no.
Oh,
Hell
I'm not gonna lie. I haven't tried it, but I was looking. I was like, there's got to be something to it. I'll never find out. But
dude, I can't do it. I just love coffee black.
Oh yeah, so that's anything in coffee. So
yeah, I can't do it. Anyways, Niners in Duval County, Jacksonville. Over at 44.5. San Fran, 3-point favorite. The Great White Hope with Travis Etienne. Etienne.
Gotta put your Cajun in it, Etienne.
Etienne, that's right.
Man. I don't know. I'm standing firm in my 49ers downfall. You remember I did call it it's weird going to happen. I feel like somebody on the Jags team, like Devin Lloyd, is going to hit Christian McCaffrey in the quad or something. He's going to go out for a couple of plays. And Travis Etienne is going to get a wheel route to the house, and that's going to hype everybody up. And Duval is going to take another one by 6. I'll take it.
Yeah, this is a fun matchup. I didn't realize that they were playing each other this week. I'll take the Niners, but I do like this matchup. I think it's a pretty good fight.
This is the tell of 2 different teams here. You look at preseason Jags. Okay, we thought they might win the division, but that's a piss poor division. 49ers, we think they're going to compete with Philly to bring home the NFC Championship and possibly the Super Bowl. Well, now 49ers have lost 3 straight. Jacksonville has won 5 straight. This is an interesting game. Before you guys started talking, I started listening to your points. I was thinking all in 49ers. This just seemed like easy money. I don't know. There might be something in Duval County that gets it done.
Close.
I don't see the 49ers losing 4 straight, though. Give me San Fran, but it's close. It is close. I sell this game. I'm not buying it. Cleveland, Baltimore, over under at 38.5. Baltimore, 6-point favorite.
Browns,
Both teams to lose here.
Browns coming in hot. Ravens coming in hot. This actually might be a game worth watching after so long where it wasn't.
Yeah.
I think Ravens still another one, but this time it falls on Lamar a little bit more than what it did last game. And so, yeah, I'll take the Ravens on this one.
Yeah, I'm going to dub the AFC North the sneakiest division this year. I just think all 4 of those teams are sneaky. I think especially, I mean, I was hyping up the Ravens and their defense. I think the Ravens win this one, but it's a division battle. But I'll take the Birds.
This is I'm going to say it because I'm biased. This is the toughest division in football. You look at Ravens are in the driver's seat, 6-2. Everyone else is 5-3.
The Bengals are creeping right up.
Yeah. The only shitty part is we haven't won a division game yet. We've only played 2. So new week, new hope. Here we go. For the sake of my standards and the standings and needing Cincinnati to move up here, I'm going to take the Browns. I need the Ravens to lose the division game here. So give me the Browns. But in my heart, I do think Baltimore wins. All right. Falcons, Cards, over on set 42.5. Your boys are 1-point favorite, and Heineke we trust, baby.
Damn. And this is a away game too. Boy.
Is this Kyler's return?
That's what they said.
I think Kyler's back.
Man.
In
Arizona.
Arizona.
James Conner's back, supposedly. Like, according to fantasy, like they gave him a projection, so maybe that means James Conner's back. Ugh.
He said ugh.
Tis the season, Charlie Brown. Ugh. Yeah.
Good reference.
You know what? Let me go back to my old theory. I'm gonna go the Cards with this one. Shout out my boy Harrison, the last Arizona any sport fan left. But even past that, people have been calling Heineke's number for the longest. I know for me, the only reason why I had high hopes for Desmond Ridder is just because I hadn't seen him play, and I've seen Heineke play, and I didn't know which is which. So with the Cards, I genuinely don't know what's going on with their team, but because of that, neither do the Falcons. So like they're gonna sneak them in. They're gonna sneak in on something. Like Clayton Tune's gonna throw for like 3 touchdowns, even though he couldn't get a throw off last game. But yeah, like let me see. They have Marquise Brown, that's a fast receiver, so AJ Terrell is gonna get beat on like at least 2 plays. We might get a pick and a fumble, but that'll mean nothing because they have Matt Prater as a kicker. So we're gonna lose. Cards by 3.
Yeah, everything's pointing at the Cardinals, but I don't know. I think the Falcons, it's one of those things like Cards probably get to an early lead. They're excited about Murray, but Falcons have that experience, especially on the defensive side of the ball, and they just get in the gear. I'll take the Falcons. I think they steal it back after they get down early, but they steal it back.
Everything points to Arizona. It's a mystery. Kyler Murray looks like he's coming back if there's no setbacks. I don't know. There's something about this guy's face right here. There's something about Art Smith, baby. Give me the Falcons to win.
I'm not gonna lie. I just looked up and this man in his glassy eyes just was
shaved his mustache off at 3 a.m. He's ready.
Oh my God. He got to pick his mustache up and go back into the office. Shout out Arthur Smith.
Lions, Chargers. It's in LA. 48.5 is the over under. Detroit 1.5 point favorite.
Bro, how did the Chargers do last night? It was kind of weird. Did they just like run the ball, or were the Jets just bad at
The
it?
Jets stank.
Yeah, okay. So they're about to come down off that high from the Lions. They're off of they had a bye week last week, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they refreshed. They were ready to, they got their toes pedicured up and stretched out to kick some more ass. So the go Lions.
I like it.
It's interesting. I'm a believer in the Chargers. This was my preseason Super Bowl pick. I think they're just starting to get it going. I think Joey Bosa is finally healthy, and he was a force to be reckoned with. I don't know. It's a good matchup, but I think the Chargers, I think they got this one. This would be an upset pick. Maybe a parlay pick for old Fitz.
That is a big time upset pick if you choose them. It's a short week, man. It's a short week for them. Lions have had a week. And I feel like the Lions, they feel disrespected. ESPN came out with their top 10 list. I don't think they cracked the top 10. The Lions are sitting there like, hey, we're right here in the dogfight. We're leading the division. Give me the Lions to win. All right. Giants, Cowboys, Sunday night football. No, sorry, not Sunday night football. My apologies.
Thank goodness. That would have been.
Giants, Cowboys, 38.5 still runner. Dallas, 16.5 point favorite.
Bro, like Cowboys gonna come into this game so freaking mad. Like I didn't watch the game in full, but like I saw a couple of plays. I'm like, are we sure that was supposed to happen? Philadelphia, but of course it's Philadelphia. Everything happens in Philadelphia. So like they got some fire up on there. They actually looked really good last week. Like I don't know who said what to Dak. I don't know who said what to Sedarian because he actually caught what he was supposed to. Like I don't know what happened, but they look really good. So I think they can carry this, further into like conference. Well, this is conference play anyway, but like, does it really matter? Does it really count if it's the Giants? I don't know. So we'll just call this another scrimmage. Cowboys got it.
Yeah, it's Cowboys. I got nothing for the Giants. Saquon, kudos to him that he's just grinding it out there. But man,
this is tough. This is a tough order.
Yeah.
And what's his name? Tom DeVito?
Yeah,
Tommy DeVito.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tyrod's injured. Daniel's out with an ACL, which I feel bad for Daniel Jones. I feel like he deserved maybe a chance to fight for his job. He doesn't get that chance anymore. I feel like you're on the injured. I think Giants are going to continue to slide. They're going to get a Drake Mays. They're going to get
They might get Caleb Williams.
They might get Caleb Williams. Like they're going to go quarterback. If they don't, they're idiots. Sam Hartman, whoever. So give me the Cowboys. I don't know if they cover. That's a shit ton of points, 16.5.
I don't think they cover. I think it might be like 10.
Yeah.
13.
Yeah. The offense hasn't been there. But, yeah, give me Cowboys. All right. Bengals, Texans. It's in Cincinnati. Cincinnati 6.5 point favorite. Over at 46.5. CJ Stroud, Joe Burr. Ohio State matchup here.
This should have been a Sunday night football game for real. Shoot, man. You know what? I gotta think on. I gotta do my research on this one. I don't know. Like the Bengals defense did pretty well against the Bills this past week.
Yep.
But the Bills offense is kind of like stale. It's basically just Josh Allen be big and like air it out to Diggs, and James Cook do something with the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas with D'Amico, like he's bald, so he thinking different. He's bald, he thinking different.
Right, baby.
So, I don't know. I think the Texans might slide one over on you boys.
I like it.
Man, I'm pulling for the Texans in this one. I hate to say it. I'm
hear
pulling
it.
for
I'd
them,
love to
but
hear
I
it.
think the Bengals win this one.
Awesome. Well, you know my strategy. CJ Stroud, I told you he's going to win a Super Bowl. They beat my Bengals here. We move on. But you really know who I'm picking here, okay? We really know. All right. Seahawks, Commanders. It's in Seattle. Over set 45.5. Seattle 6.5 point favorite.
I know I saw some mention where Zach Charbonnet has started getting more reps because apparently he's a better pass catcher than Kenneth Walker. So they have their running back committee probably is more balanced than the Commanders' running back committee. That probably says nothing. But I'll take the Seahawks. They bounce back from that terrible showing because they can't bring that energy to the 12th man. They'll have their heads on a stake. So
yeah,
I'll take the Seahawks.
Yeah, I think the Seahawks bounce back, and Washington's a little exciting, but I don't think they're quite there yet. But I'll take the Seahawks.
Yeah, I was talking to a buddy. Shout out Coach Warren. I was talking to him about I feel like Washington minus moving Chase Young. I feel like that was a dumb move, but they're in the right direction. They're trending up, but it's just not this year. Give me Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
Sunday night action. Here we go. Jets, Raiders over on 36.5. New York 1.5 point favorite. I'm dead ass here.
Oh my God.
Short week for New York, but Aaron Rodgers, he's good throwing that ball, baby. He might be back this season. Might defy the odds.
Yeah.
No way. Oh my God.
He'll be back in a month. I'm calling it right now.
Tim is rolling.
Either way, he's not coming back Sunday. Raiders got it. Antonio Pierce got them boys smoking cigars like they already won the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Raiders finally have an opportunity to be confident in their team. Like it's interesting because throughout the season they've had the pieces. I mean, they're not in a weak conference, but like, I mean, they had Max Crosby, they got Josh Jacobs. You really don't have now. It was the quarterback, I guess, and I guess Aiden McConnell he's easier to mold because he's younger. So I'll take the Raiders. This is probably a better game than the Jets and Chargers, I would think. But yeah, I'll take the Raiders in this one.
That's a good bet.
Yeah, I was expecting more from Wilson having Coach Rodgers on the sideline there, but I think Max Crosby is just too tall in order for Zach Wilson. Like if Bosa has that night, Crosby's gonna just dismantle them. So yeah, I'm gonna take the Raiders.
Yeah. Crosby, he is my defensive player of the year right now. His motor does not quit. He doesn't stop. He just keeps going.
Yeah.
Wilson's going to be seeing him in his nightmares. The MILF Hunter meets Crosby, and it's game over. Give me Raiders.
Mad Max.
Monday night action. Danger. Russell Wilson taking on Josh Allen and the Bills over set at 46.5. Buffalo 7.5 point favorite. Buffalo's in a slide. People are calling for Josh Allen's job. They lose here, man. Might be tough.
This is the true passing of the torch.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not gonna. Didn't want to jump in there ahead of you, Monte.
No, I was about to say I'm gonna call this an upset. I'm gonna take Big Dangerous. I think Jerry Jeudy shows off a little bit more. I don't know how it's gonna happen. But I think the Broncos pull it just like they did with the Chiefs. I don't know how they made that happen, but
yeah,
I think they can do it again. They might lose every other game, but these hard to beat teams, somehow they're going to find a way. So I'll take the Broncos on this one.
I think this true passing of the torch, Russell Wilson hands the mediocre, overhyped torch to Josh Allen. And the Bills are officially bad. So I'm going to take the Broncos.
And Tim loves that take, I'm sure. Yeah, I can't do it. I can't get hurt again by Buffalo. Russell Wilson, Sean Payton, I made fun of them a lot, but they have looked good. They've looked really good. So, give me Josh Allen to put Russell Wilson and Sean Payton through a table. Bills Mafia. Let's get back up.
That was coming.
Yeah. I can't do it. Can't do it. All right. Random question, or sorry, pub parlay. Let's make some money, and then we'll do a random question. Anywhere you guys want to go, we got all the sports playing. Life's good for us.
Tis the season, boys. Tis the season.
That's right. We're gonna make some money this weekend.
I gotta look up college hoops. That was my bread and butter last year.
Yeah, you were money with it last year.
I think it's because like you don't even watch it, so you just like do.
Now college
Yeah.
basketball, I dabble in. That's
Oh, you
different.
do? Oh, shoot. Okay.
Not football, but I watch
I can understand it.
college hoops for sure. Let's see. I'm
Wait,
just
I got
good at
mine.
picking upsets.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just
I
how
like it.
goes.
I'm gonna pick mine. I'm taking Raiders over the Jets Sunday night.
Okay.
All right. So Friday for college hoops, you got Texas A&M and Ohio State. I'm gonna take Ohio State.
College hoops, Ohio State Friday.
Yep.
I like it.
Over A&M.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So Fitz, if you do college basketball, you gotta do it Friday.
That's a good. I mean, that's a good one. I like that one. I don't really like any of these. I think that's the pick. I think Vontae nailed it. So let's look at. Can I do college football?
Do it. Do it. I was gonna suggest it.
Yeah.
What was that? That Georgia Ole Miss was 8 points.
Yeah, let me double check
Just-
real quick though.
Just
Just make
take
sure.
Georgia with the points, man.
You think Georgia
winning.
with the points?
They're winning like by 20.
Dude, that's
That's
all right,
college
that's the hot
football,
take of this
man.
pub parlay.
In a nutshell, it ain't gonna be close.
Yeah, this isn't the normal Georgia though.
But
But
it doesn't matter.
right, I'll give
they're
it to
winning by 17 at least.
look, do you know why Lane Kiffin wears a visor? Because his brain's too fucking big to fit in a hat. Into a hat. You just got too much knowledge up there, man. That's why he wears a visor. All right, I like it. Here we go. Raiders money line, Ohio State basketball, Friday money line, Georgia to cover the spread against Ole Miss. All right, let's make some money. Pub Parlay bank account needs it, so let's do it.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
random question. Who's
Mm.
got one?
I was trying to think of a music question.
Ooh, okay.
I don't think we've
It's
done.
funny you
music
said
in a
that because I
while.
was thinking about Joe Dukai. I was thinking about
Joe Dukai, Jodeci. Jodeci. I do that with every.
I like smile and think of Fitz.
My phonetics are always right.
Phonetics.
It does sound kind of cool, Joe Dukai. Listening to Joe Dukai.
Joe Dukai. Let's see.
Let's see. Random question.
All right, what's your guilty pleasure song or artist? Like
Ooh.
you'll jam out, but you hit that red light, you might turn it down a little bit. You know, like you don't want people to know.
Oh, okay. I like that one. Hold on.
Yeah.
I
That's a good one.
gotta revisit the Spotify because it's
Yeah. Well, I know mine. Every time I get the Spotify recapped, like at the end of the year, I always get a couple that I'm like, yo, that wasn't my top 5 most played. Like,
yeah, yeah.
I had this past year I had Michelle Branch, which not gonna lie.
Oh.
I'm all in on Michelle Branch. I think All You Wanted. I think that was in my top 5, that song.
That's tough.
If you want to, I can save you. Yeah, Michelle Branch
Can't go wrong with this song. I'll give it to
brings the house down.
That's a good one.
Guilty pleasure song or artist.
I tell you, mine when I was working as a river guide and like tubing, all we had was radio in the vans. But anytime somebody I used to know would come on, I'd blare the shit out of that.
That was a good one.
No, and now it still comes on. And I still blare it, but yeah, it's one of those like I pull up. I'm like, I'm gonna turn this down a little bit.
God, where is it? You know, there's so many. I'm not gonna lie. As of late, like I really have been listening to like a lot of like women artists. So that's one thing, but I can't even say like that's guilty pleasure at some point because like they're just good.
When you get to our age, it's kind of hard to say. It's guilty pleasure.
No, it's not even. I wouldn't even call it a guilty pleasure, but it's just like one of those things where it's like, why are you listening to this?
Yeah.
Sailing by Christopher Cross. Even when I was little, I heard those commercials where they had those compilation tapes.
Yeah.
I was like, what is this melody? Like, oh my God, what is this? This is very peaceful. I just feel like I'm floating. I don't even swim, and I just feel like I'm floating right now. To this day, that song right there. That song right there. Christopher Cross did. And then
Takes me way to where I'm on.
you look at Christopher Cross and you're like, you made this song? Oh my God. It looks like Danny DeVito for real. But he makes the hell out of some music.
I love it.
Cross.
My other one's Creed.
Oh yeah.
When we go to the bars after soccer during the week and there's a jukebox, we just been bumping Creed every week.
With arms wide open.
Oh, that's elementary school special right there.
Oh yeah. Oh, hey, great episode, boys. This is a lot of fun to do. Bet's gonna pay off. We're gonna have a huge week. Fitz is gonna watch a little college football because it's gonna be great games and great close scores. And let's just keep living our life, boys.
Yes,
We'll catch you guys next week with Armani the Goat Edwards.
See
you, everybody.
We'll work on it.
Oh my gosh. We would be the bad boys of Little League. I'm telling you now. We would beat the tar out of the other team.
I'm just gonna go out and say it. Joey Chestnut has to be on the pub.
Has to be.
Pub more. I mean,
Has to be.
Dramatic, man. That was a journey.
First time on air. Anything to say to Lawan here to get him back?
Look, bro, there are stories I could tell people about Lawan, but we'll keep those right here. I'm gonna let him live.
Never forget that face, Art
Man.
Smith.
God.
Just put that in every episode, like just slip
just
it
throw
in
'em on there.
somewhere.